You gotta give me a bug. Oh man.
I was very glad when you got down back on the ground.
It flies awesome. It's really stable. It's much better than my plane. Let's try to record this a little bit. The ailerons, I don't know what it is about this. If it's the stick or whatever, it's really nice. It's really balanced. It trims out nice. The
rudder felt okay? The pitch?
Yeah, no, it was good. Now I didn't get up to speed, which might have been why I never really. I mean, I couldn't kill over like 20 inches of manifold pressure, and it's also real sensitive on your manifold pressure in that. It's sensitive in manifold pressure between 25. 20 and 32 is like this just fine little adjustment. There's no
in between.
It comes up nice and then it goes up to 38 and then it goes up to 42. I was seeing I thought, we can check it I guess, but I thought I saw 42 inches when I went for it. It took off.
Shit, you were off way back there.
Well, I gave it, I wanted the engine to go, it's really smooth. I mean, it runs really good. The only thing I didn't like is that the gauge is telling me. Nothing else is telling me the plane was having a problem except your oil temp. It just constantly climbed up. I think when I landed, I was probably at 450.
On the cylinder heads?
No, on the oil. I'm
250.
Sorry. 250 on the oil temp. By the time I came back, it's 284. Just a little bit of taxi, so it really has trouble on the ground.
Did you turn this on? Oh, you didn't. That's why I was telling you that you probably couldn't hear me.
I never heard you guys at all until I got down here.
Oh, okay.
Turn this on?
Well, yeah, that's the electric pump. I turn it on so that the oil pressure is higher. Not while I'm flying, but just when I'm taxiing when it's hot. Because the oil pressure will get quite low when you taxi.
The landing, okay, so let me go through the whole thing. Okay, so it took off totally as expected. The pitch sensitivity is much better than mine in that, the nose comes up real easy, but once you get going, you pull it off and you don't have that sort of pitchy feel. It's nice and smooth up, real steep climb, put the gear. I'm used to having the camera, so I see the gears closed. I mean, I trusted it, sounded the same, it seemed like it worked good. Got up to 1,200, 1,300 feet, pushed the nose over. The temps were doing okay, but you could see they were happening. I'm sure I didn't help doing a couple runs. I would feel really good about now just starting up, taxiing out, taking off, flying for a while, because nothing shot up. Now remember, you have to look at one of the cylinders was over 15 something on EGT the whole time. So you got an injector. Something's going on there. You'll see in the data there is one that's a little high, 1500, which still isn't bad, but it's 150 over all the rest. EGTs, after a while, I pulled back. Everything was pretty good. Everything got in the green. The CHTs, sort of the middle bank of their cylinders, all stayed in the yellow. They never got out of the yellow. There might have been a cylinder on the front and the end that were in the green, but the metal ones were all yellow.
Yeah, I put the yellows down at, I think, 410 or something. I can't remember where I said that.
Well, we should look at the data because maybe that's not, for takeoff, yellow isn't until 435 on a 540. So the only temperature that is not, I mean, we'll look at the cylinder head and determine if those are reasonable, because maybe they were just, I got up to altitude, I pulled the power back, and I just never got it going. And my plane, you got to get the thing going to get it to cool a little better. The oil temp is a problem. I mean, it just kept climbing the whole flight. And by the time I decided, okay, you said I should come back, I wouldn't come back had the oil temp not, because I was showing 240, 245, which isn't, for my world, that's not hot, but certainly I didn't want it to start causing problems with the engine and have a bad in-running engine landing over those freaking trees over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Please tell me you got the video of me coming in.
And taking off.
Okay, because that was hairy, because you pull the power off, the temps start to go up, and so, real responsive. I mean, gosh, man, the engine is insane. The prop is fine. I didn't see anything wrong with the prop.
Did you?
It hooked up. Once it got going a little bit, it pulled really nice. My climb out was the same. I felt like I was doing 2,500 feet per minute. We'll look at the data. And 100 and airspeed was working good. Your EFIS is flashing red all the time, so
well, that's
I don't know what the hell that's
well, the reason that is because of the temperature.
Let's go up there.
Yeah, that's why I turned this down. Oil temp, flashing. Fuel level. Oil temp is, where's oil temp? There it is, 275 it says. Pretty hot.
I tell you what, that takes a lot of freaking balls.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you saw me sitting down there and just going,
The last we
I
heard,
was saying, don't do it now. I said, I said, you need to come back and let the thing cool off and then go.
the last we heard was
yeah, but
there's
it
no
didn't heat
left
up. It
brake.
stayed stabilized down there, and I kept waiting for it to go up. And I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. I'm going to go. Some bitch, it's not going to go up. So I just said, okay, well, the power was good, and
The last thing we
Oh, the
heard
left-
was there's no left brake.
That left. Now here's the thing, because of the way this plane flies, you got to have the right, and that's why it was so stressful for me. Because with the torque and everything, you really need a brake on the right to hold everything.
Mm.
But really, flying, the only time you need the brakes are really right towards the end when you're starting to brake pretty good.
Did you have a left brake down there?
I could get it to do the same damn thing. Push hard to the floor. But you know what?
I know.
That's why I did the next run. I did the next run, and I'm like, okay, well, let me think if I'm really flying. I went up, and I'm like, okay, and they worked when I needed them to. And when I came down here, the other thing, I came around to on the landing, and as I came across, I checked the brakes, and I pushed them, and they both went to the floor, and then they came back. I just went, oh yeah, oh shit. You know, because now it's like, there's no way I'm going to come unscathed. The only way to do it is to basically get in the grass and hope it stops. That was my plan at that point. Then, okay, they're fine, So I put the gear down, it worked. I managed it, but, the left one is still screwed up. The right one seems fine.
Well, it's got to be where that shuttle valve runs on that shaft because, you could see little marks inside the...
Yeah, it could be scratched, Maybe
Well,
we had a full over and we actually scored
I think
the
it's
shaft.
kind of bound. I wonder if he could send one DHL,
Yeah, I'm sure. Do whatever you want, just money.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have her go into my plane and take a picture of it and email it to me. Okay.
Well, I'm going to take the cowl off and see what's left of my motor.